In the last 30 years, not only has motorsports legend Steve Millen built one of the most impressive racing resumes I've ever seen, he's established one of the best, one of the most well-known and one of the most successful aftermarket tuning company and mail order companies of all time, STILLEN Motorsports. And today, the Smoking Tire is proud to give you guys an exclusive inside look at what goes on behind the scenes at STILLEN, and even get a review of their new Targa Newfoundland GTR from the man Steve Millen himself. I'm Matt Farah, you're watching the Smoking Tire. Welcome to STILLEN. To give us an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour here at STILLEN, we got Kyle Millen in the house.
How you doing?
Son of Steve. And I'm really excited to see what you guys have going on back there. I mean, I know you've been building fast Nissans and fast trucks for, what, 20 years now at this point?
Coming up on 25.
Wow. So why don't you take me behind these walls and show me how you guys build all this
Sounds
stuff.
good.
How do you go from driving race cars to building parts?
It's actually a natural progression. The number one thing was Dad got into a pretty serious accident in the mid-'80s and said, okay, when my racing career is over, what am I going to do after that?
Yeah.
You really can't beat the experience of a race car driver when it comes to fine-tuning a car.
Definitely.
Now, we have our own manufacturing, our own engineering and development here, but we also do regular retail sales.
Yeah, we got a room full of superchargers here. How do you not check this out?
Yeah, this is a very unique room to our company because this is only this is done by basically two guys. The big priority is making sure everything's done perfectly so that when the customer opens up his package, he has every single part that he needs.
It's like, oh, this one was assembled by Dave. Hey, Dave, what'd you do?
Yeah, exactly.
So what are these guys for?
This is actually for the VQ35, so this fits the 350Z, G35, FX35, things like that.
Okay, and this is the blower with the intercooler piece on it, right?
Right, this is the blower, then you have the intake manifold with the intercooler already pre-installed there.
And this has got to be a V8, because this guy looks big.
This is actually a factory Ford GT blower.
Okay.
This is one of the spares for the race car, so we it looks cool, it's a supercharger, it goes in the supercharger cool room.
All right, there we go. Supercharger room, moving on. We have to stop and check this out for a second because this is actually the biggest brake disc I've ever seen, and it looks fake.
It looks fake, but this is real. This is our brake kit for the 2010 Camaro. We've actually sold quite a few of them already. It's pretty popular.
It's so big. Mm-hmm. Like, do I have to do this? Look, I have a big head, okay? Look at this. This eclipses my entire head. How big is this?
The rotor itself is 16 inches.
If you guys have ever seen or heard of a bigger disc than 16 inches for an aftermarket brake kit, please do let us know because I haven't seen anything bigger than this ever. Oh, now see, here's where we get to the really good stuff.
Yeah, this is kind of Steve's little play area, as well as R&D a little bit.
I was hoping we'd get to see this car.
Oh yeah.
May I uncover this the rest of the way?
Yeah, yeah.
It would be a shame not to show our audience the full glory that is the 75 car.
And this is actually the exact chassis that won the 1994 24 Hours of Le Mans.
So this is a twin-turbo 300ZX.
Right.
And I've heard in IMSA racing, forced induction was actually allowed. They don't really allow it anymore.
It was up until about 1995, and then they said you couldn't run this. They actually had to run the 4.5 liter V8.
What kind of power does this thing make?
With the turbos, it can run anywhere from 600 to about 1,100 horsepower, depending on how we set it up.
That's insane. All right, we've got lots of metal here. What are we making?
Actually, right now, we're right outside of our machine shop. We have 5 CNC mills and 2 CNC lathes here.
Okay.
Right now, we're not currently cutting any rotors, but normally this area would be for rotor cross-drilled, slot patterns, things like that. Basically, we bring in a slab of aluminum, and we'll cut our own pulleys on our lathe.
That weighs just about nothing.
Exactly.
There you go.
On this one, I think we shave about 4 pounds off the factory pulley, which is less rotating mass, it's less weight. I mean, it's much more efficient this way. This is our modeling shop here. We'll bring a car and put it up on a table, and then with all the renderings on the side for a little bit of inspiration, the guys go to town and design a full body kit.
Okay.
All of our fascias or body work is actually made off of the factory body. That way we know it's going to fit.
Do you guys
perfectly.
buy a car
Normally we do.
Yeah. And I noticed this has a bit of a lip on it as well there.
Right, we've already finished off the roof wing and the rear wing. These are already urethane production pieces that are finished up about a week ago, actually.
Cool. 08 G37. And you've got the molds being clamped together here. Mm-hmm. And then you just fill her up?
Basically, yeah, just fill her up, and you'll start to see along the top edge that some of the urethane will start pouring out.
Oh yeah, you struck oil.
That's pretty hot, pretty nasty stuff, but it only takes about 7 minutes to cure.
Oh really? So start to finish, if I order a bumper right now, how long would it take? If I say go, make me a bumper, how long?
If we were pressed, we could have it for you in about 30 minutes.
That's awesome, 30 minutes.
This is our 3D printer right here, actually. We can actually print out the prototype pieces so that we don't need to go to the machine shop, and you have the extra cost of the aluminum or steel, whatever it is, plus the time it takes to cut that part. Christian can literally do a drawing on his computer, hit print, and it'll print out of there tomorrow morning.
Oh, cool. What does a printout look like?
Well, we actually have a couple of different pieces here. Right here is our AP Racing caliper plug. What we'll do is actually bolt this on the car. We can take a sample plastic rotor, put everything together, build a plastic hat, build plastic bracketry, put it on the car, and that way we can just prove that it fits.
And then we find a bright orange GTR. Targa Newfoundland car.
That's correct.
Very, very nice. Getting an alignment for us.
Yep, the guys are getting her all ready for your ride later.
Highlight of the Smoking Tire so far, very special guest on the show today, Mr. Steve Millen.
Hi,
Thank
Matt.
you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
man.
you for coming
And with
down.
your beautiful GTR. Look at this guy. We're gonna get to this actually. Let's not
Okay.
talk about this for a second.
Cool.
What was your first car?
My first race car was an old Hillman, an English
No, I mean
car.
your first car. Forget race cars.
Oh.
Unless your first car was a race
When
car.
I was about 14 or 15, there was an old 1929 Plymouth that was abandoned in a ditch.
Okay.
And wooden spoke wheels and so on, and I figured, you know, that would be a project to get that car, get it running again and so on.
How far did you
So we
get?
paid $5 for it.
Okay.
Actually, we went along, hooked up another battery to it, started it up, and drove it out of the ditch and took it home.
Just like that?
Just like that.
$5, huh?
But we had to build the engine, the
Okay.
suspension, everything like that. But it was a good project. It was a good way to get initiated. When I was a young guy, we grew up on a farm in New Zealand. And this is back in the 60s, and when the go-kart craze started all around the world. It's the bug that got us going, like, you know, at an age of probably 9 or 10. And then there's many years in between time where you're broke and you're trying to keep going and racing and you're really wondering if it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But in my case, it turned out really great.
Yeah. And so
and-
is this really just the next level of supercar?
Well, it really is, because it's got so much smart electronics in it, and there's so much tuning in the car. It's amazing, it really is. And so it can be very, very comfortable on the street, or up in the canyons, or go to a racetrack and you can set it in different positions, and it'll be great everywhere. And when you do a 6-day Targa, you're going to come across all different types of terrain and road and weather. So you want a car that's going to work well on rough, gnarly roads, rain and so on. So there's a lot of compromises.
Yeah. Well, I think
wanna
normally
go for a ride?
normally I would hop in the car
Yeah?
and I would tell people what I think about it, but since you're here, it's only fair. You should do the honor.
Thank you. You want to
Tell
come?
yes,
Yeah,
yes
cool.
I do.
Okay, we're going to go for a run now.
That's Doug. Doug likes to do burnouts, just like me. And when Doug does burnouts, he can save money on the tires he has to replace because he's a member of the Carbon Fiber Club. When you join the Carbon Fiber Club, you get to save money on all kinds of stuff you'd buy for your car anyway. And the only way to join the Carbon Fiber Club is to go to thesmokingtire.com and click on our link. In fact, if you do that, we'll give you 3 months free of discounts on stuff that you'd buy anyway. I'm Matt Farrell. Let's go do burnouts.
We've got a boost controller in the car, so we override the electronic boost controller. We put the manual boost controller in. Plus, I've got a switch here. The low is about 12 pounds of boost. So if it was in the rain, we can use that. And we can go to high, which is 15 pounds of boost. We're limited to 15 pounds of boost. In this case, because we use pump gas, only 91 octane. Right now it makes 620 horsepower. Then we modified the suspension. The big thing with the suspension, it's a Penske STILLEN system, and we can change a ride height to whatever we want to go. We can add more bump and rebound into the shock absorbers, so it's infinitely adjustable. And then we went with the brakes. The brakes are fantastic. They're carbon ceramic rotors, larger than the standard ones, but half the weight. And that's great for handling because of the unsprung weight, and the brakes just don't wear out. They'd be running red hot during the stage, and they never fade, they never wear out, they're just really great. Every single part we made for the car, we could sell to customers with their GTRs to use on the track or on the street or whatever. Even the exhaust system, which is very lightweight, very free-flowing, all made from stainless steel. People can buy that for their street car. We'll always be tweaking and modifying it.
This is going to remain as a stage rally car, basically.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know, you got to sort of pick what you want to do. You know, we retained all the demisting system and so on, the heater in the car. If we wanted to go and build a track car, we'd remove all that. We'd get rid of the whole dashboard, and we'd really work hard at lowering the car, more downforce and so on.
Well, I got to tell you guys, that was a great day. I had a good day today. Got to meet one of my idols, and his son is cool. How we go wrong with that, huh?
Man, it was great you came along.
Thank you so much
It was
for
a lot of fun. Good weather, great car.
Great car
Yeah.
is really, that's really
Good
what we're talking about.
photographers.
Good photographers too,
Yeah.
but we're really talking about the great car, and you guys have some really high quality stuff at
Thank
Stillen.
you.
I'm
Thank
very
you very
impressed.
much.
If you guys want to learn more about Stillen, you can go to stillen.com, Steve Millen Autosports. And if you want to learn more about what we do, be sure to check out thesmokingtire.com for new fresh content every single week. I'm Matt Farah with Steve and Kyle Millen. You're watching The Smoking Tire. See you guys next week.